Hello, Ravens fans, and welcome to another season preview. I'm Aaron Schneider, the Sports Information Director at Anderson University, and joining us with our men's soccer preview is head coach Scott Fridley. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Coach Fridley's entering his 31st year at the team. To So we enter a different type of year this year with the um, we have a shortened conference only season. We have a Instead of the postseason conference tournament, we have postseason pairings where the first place team and the second place team will play each other for the conference championship. Third and fourth will play each other for third, so on and so forth. What would you say this can be relative to the HCAC. This can be relative to your team itself. What would you say your goals slash expectations are for this year?
Well, we're going to be pretty young. We have 7 underclassmen starting tomorrow. We have, what is that? 1 senior, 3 juniors starting. So I think, well, for sure, we always expect to win a conference championship. That's always first and foremost in our goal setting. We expect to win the conference championship, get to the postseason. This year, everybody's in the postseason somewhere for a 1-game one-off. But at the end of the day, we're just looking for making sure that we are in the hunt. But to be honest, we're just glad to be playing. It's been such a weird year. I just told the guys the other day how much I appreciated them and respected them because of all this mess and sticking to it and fighting through it and just giving their best and really working through it. So we're just glad to be playing.
All right. What would you say your team's strengths are for this season?
I haven't said this very many times in 31 years, but I think the offense is the strength because we have players all through those positions that can be very effective and will create problems. We have a good mix of ages. Like I said, we're pretty young, but we have some good returners that will provide some leadership. We return a couple guys off of knee surgeries. We have 2 that are coming back and 1 we're still waiting on from last year. So we're just looking at the boys get along well. I think that's a strength. And they have just worked hard. So high work rate's important, and they have carried that through.
Yeah, and then so we had a handful of players that will be missed from last year's team, but we've still got plenty of people that can make an impact for this year. So who would you say? What would you say your key returners are for this year?
I'd say first and foremost, it's the first time in maybe 7 years that we've had 2 forwards that are dominant. I think they're going to give fits to, other defenses. Reagan Frost and Wes Ernie. I think Wes Ernie coming off missing last year. I think he's excited to finish off with a really good season. And those are 2 of my strongest players. They've really worked hard in the off season to better themselves. Out on the wings with RJ McCumber and Drew Sonnefeld. They're fast. They're pretty strong. They can create some really big issues on the corners. Sam Rollison, we expect him to kind of hold the middle and really help behind those 2 forwards. Even though we have a lot of guys that we expect to come in and help or be a part of. Caleb Oliver in the back, returning as a starter from last year, and he's got some great ability. He's got the chance to be the best goalie in the conference, but we'll just see how the year goes.
Okay, and then we have a handful of new people coming in that can make an impact. What would you say your key newcomers are for this year?
So defense has been a little bit of a weakness for us. Drew Vaughn coming in from Beaver Creek and Will Colt. They will kind of help hold down the back. Will's from Bloomington. And then Stephen Fight and Victor Silva will play a lot through the middle. Victor's coming off an injury, so we're not sure when we'll get to see him, but he is starting to train. So we'll get to see him sooner than later. And Stephen has been a good player through the semester for us, and we look forward to seeing what he's going to bring to the table. We're really happy with our whole freshman class, but those are the guys that are going to probably get on the field first.
Okay, so now we open tomorrow with a home matchup against Transylvania. What are you expecting out of them for tomorrow?
Transy's always very good. They're very good athletes, very well coached. Coach Vogel always has them ready. He's a good guy. But like always, our plan is to win. And we plan on starting the season 1-0 and getting after these guys and finding a way to win.
All right. And then finally, what would you say your team needs to do this year to be successful?
Well, I always say a little luck is helpful. There's nothing wrong with luck. But hard work, high work rate, which they've brought every night to practice. We need to find a way to gel sooner than wait for 3 weeks. We need to find a way to gel immediately and do well right out of the box. It's a short season, so every game is critical. Every game matters. If I make the wrong decision tomorrow, it can cost us the conference championship. So it's just making sure we have everything prepared and ready and get us started on the right foot.
All right. Well, I think I've covered the questions I wanted to. Ravens fans, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow along for any more season previews or any other content that we may put out. Coach Fridley, thank you for joining us and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.